With nearly every row crop commodity producer looking at tighter or perhaps even negative margins this year, concerns are mounting about how to best maximize their fertility. Max Armstrong had the chance to talk with the leaders of Phospholutions about their recent product RHIZOSORB and how it could help.
RHIZOSORB 839.0 is a next generation dry phosphate fertilizer. It's more efficient than MAP or DAP, so that allows a grower to apply a little less fertilizer on a per acre basis and save on average about $5 to $7 per acre. And with a small yield bump, he can gain about a $20 ROI from switching from MAP or DAP to RHIZOSORB.
And when you take a look at commodity prices being under pressure, that's not insignificant. What about the long-term prospects for what's going on in that field? Will you reduce your phosphates over the long haul?
We have in more than 600 on-farm trials and small plot replicated trials with RHIZOSORB, we have conclusively demonstrated that we can maintain plant tissue tests and yields with RHIZOSORB at 50% less applied phosphate with zero impact to that soil phosphorus level. So we know we're not drawing down soil test values.
That is a good thing to know. How does RHIZOSORB compare with phosphate enhancing products that you have out there already now?
Yeah, so there's a lot of enhancing products. With RHIZOSORB, it doesn't cost more to use. It works very consistent across crops and soil types. And at the end of the day, it's going to make that phosphorus you applied more plants available, improve uptake, and have a stronger ROI.
How many seasons of experience have there been with RHIZOSORB? Right?
So RHIZOSORB was actually developed at Penn State College in the 90s. Over the last 10 years, our team has done hundreds of trials, many large-scale field trials across more than 18 states. And so we've now are going to our fourth year of commercially available products. So seeing very consistent results, very nice ROI on RHIZOSORB.
You've had good feedback from the producers who've had the experiences with it?
Yeah, I've actually been, it's very exciting how growers, how enthusiastic they are about the product. They know that their traditional phosphate fertilizers are very inefficient, that they tie up in the soil, and that they have to apply more phosphate every year to make sure they have enough plant available phosphate. And of course, as you know, there's problems with algae blooms and runoff, and so RHIZOSORB helps with that as well.
Helps with that environmental story, by all means. What about the geography? Is it working well everywhere in the Corn Belt of the United States?
Yeah, as I mentioned, we have trials in over 18 states, so we see very consistent response from Nebraska all the way to Delmarva Peninsula. We've had trials in the southeast as well that again show very consistent response that we can meet or even increase yields a little bit with 50% less applied phosphate using RHIZOSORB 839.0.
Thank you, Max, for that conversation. And if you're curious about RHIZOSORB, you can visit their website, phospholutions.com.